Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers Studio Series 86 Leader Class Megatron. Oh my god, he's finally here! Oh, I've been anticipating this figure ever since he was officially revealed because I was very critical about this guy before he got revealed, when it was still leaked, because I had problems that most people had as well. This man is not going to look like Generation 1 Megatron because of the fact that, because of stupid laws, he has to turn into a tank. And so he is going to have tank treads on the back or something stupid like that. He's gonna be a stupid figure. Well, then the official reveal happened and I was completely proven wrong because this is everything I could have ever wanted out of a G1 Megatron, because to me, this specific figure pleases both sides, outside of the blue legs, but it pleases both sides, and it is probably one of the best figures ever made, in my opinion. I love this thing so much, you have no idea, because the thing is that, look, I know there are people who are against gun Megatron. Okay? They don't want Megatron to turn into a gun because guns are evil. Not the people that are using them, but the guns themselves are evil, which I always thought was kind of a stupid thing to say, because it's obviously if you put guns into the hands of bad people, good people are going to be shot, and if you put the guns in the hands of good people, bad people are going to be shot. Well, potentially, even though I don't think anyone should be shot. That should always be a last resort, that kind of stuff. But still, anyway, doesn't really matter. However, I never really cared about that. I just wanted a G1 Megatron, but since they couldn't do it, well, now they have. They finally were able to figure out the black magic that the third-party companies use, because also, I was tempted on picking up that third-party Megatron. They made a third-party Studio Series Megatron that was in scale with the Earthrise Optimus Prime, but I didn't pick him up at the end because, and also it turned into a gun, but I didn't pick him up because of the fact, simple fact, number one, that thing is like commander class price point, and second of all, that idiot isn't in scale, because the thing is they increased the size of Optimus Prime commander class, so it didn't work anymore. So my only hope was this guy, and Jesus, is he good. I mean, just look at him. Also, I guess we could take off the cannon, even though it feels wrong to do that, but we must. But anyway, look at him. He looks so good. He looks perfect like Generation 1. He turns into a tank, and look at that. Nuke. Outside of these two pieces right here, no actual kibble, because this looks like the back of like the gun mode that he turned into in Generation 1, which is how the threads are supposed to be done. You put them in the back, you don't put them on his back, okay? God, I hate that figure. But that figure has officially, I mean, it's already been retired, but now it's officially retired. But still, look at that. No kibble, looking absolutely perfect like Generation 1 Megatron. However, if I did have to make a complaint, it's a simple one. My leg on this side is a bit loose. This side less so. I mean, if you look at it, look at how slow that went, look how fast this goes. See? This leg on this side is a little bit loose, but man, he still stands, unlike this idiot. Look at him, he doesn't stand at all. God, I hate that thing. I hate that figure so much. I do. But here he is. He looks so good. So let's get in close here on the head sculpt. Look at it. It is a perfect head sculpt for Generation 1 Megatron, the good old Mega Man himself. He looks so good. Look at that scowl. And I also like the fact that that wasn't even supposed to be his head, because in the original toy version, this is just a helmet thingy. If you take it off, you have his head, but the G1 cartoon kind of ruined that. But you can still kind of see it a little bit under there, because they turned that in the Generation 1 cartoon into the eyebrows. Then afterwards, you got the big chest here with the giant Decepticon symbol, which obviously that third-party figure did not have, because that would have been illegal. Then also you got the abs here as well. No ab crunch, sadly enough, but still doesn't matter. And then you got the skirt here. Also, you got the arms. Look at the arms here. Look at this on the side. Look at all of this here on this side, man. I love this figure so much. And then here we got the legs. And yes, they are blue. Do I have an issue with it? Yes, I do. I really wish they used a different type of plastic that does not look super blue in certain shots and less blue in other shots. Would have been better. And then this is his back. And basically, like I said, the only real tank bits are these pieces right here. And sadly enough, even though people may say it, they do not act as extra heels because they are slightly off the ground, which is a bit of a shame because that would have been my only excuse. I would have been like, who cares? They got heels now. That kind of stuff, but he doesn't. Also, this guy is not going to be used in size comparison for Decepticons in all of future videos because I had already recorded, I think, some G1 Decepticon videos that still need to go live, so they will not have this Megatron. But that doesn't matter. Anyway, let's take a look at the accessories, which I also have a little problem with, but we'll talk about that later. Starting off here, we got the cannon, and I know people do not like this cannon. They despise this cannon because this cannon, I actually don't know what's wrong with the cannon. Like, I don't know what's wrong with the cannon. I very much like this cannon, but I guess maybe it's just this barrel is a little bit too short. But also, technically, this on the back here is an accessory, and you can actually plug this into the gun because you're supposed to do that for vehicle mode. But anyway, yeah, you can do that if you want to make it longer, but I don't because of the fact that this is supposed to be on his back, for crying out loud. It's the little smokestack thingy that he has on his back. But yeah, but anyway, the cannon I think looks pretty good. You even got the thing here. Let's compare it to the old cannon then of days of old. So here we got the two cannons, and they're basically the same size, you know, but the thing is that the back part is smaller and the front part, but you can actually give him this cannon as well if you want to. So if you want to upgrade and you have the Earthrise one, you can technically grab that cannon if you want to, but I don't want to because I think this cannon overall looks pretty fine. Obviously, you can plug it into his arm, and here he is. Megatron is now officially complete, looking fantastic. But that's not all he comes with, because also he comes with the saber that he had in the movie, I think. However, my real problem is the fact he does not come with the mace that he had in the G1 show. Would have been better if he also came with the mace, but here we got the blade that he used in, I think, in the movie, and obviously you can open up his hand and then just, I said open up his hand, and then just slide this in. And unlike 86 Optimus, he does not have a horrible grip, which was the other thing that I was worried about. But he doesn't have a horrible grip, so you can do that as well if you want to. Or if you don't want to do that, you can, as you can see here, there's a hole on the back and there's a tab here. You can just tab this along the back if you want to, because that is also entirely a possibility for you to just get rid of that thing. And this is how I'm definitely gonna have him displayed on the shelf. But that's not all he comes with, because with a quick transformation here we got Gun Megatron, and this actually does not look all that bad. I kind of wish that they made a better version of this, but whatever, doesn't really matter. Anyway, he can obviously hold it in his hand. And to be honest, I love the fact that he comes with this thing because it makes so much sense. And you can technically give this to, for some reason, the one who used Gun Megatron, I think, the most, Starscream, so that he can hold Megatron as well. So you can do that if you want to as well. And if you want to store this, as you could see, there's a little bit of a hole there that the tab here goes into, so you can just tab this in. And there you go, you can store everything on his back to get it out of the way. You love to see it, and I definitely love to see it, absolutely. But anyway, overall, this thing is an absolutely fantastic figure. So then let me just take these accessories off of the back, obviously, because we gotta go into the articulation segment next. So starting off, obviously, the head can rotate all the way around. Also, up and down, a little bit of side to side. The arms can rotate around, in and out, and butterfly forward and backwards. You got forward and backwards butterflies. Absolutely fantastic. Why did the waist rotate? But absolutely fantastic. You can do that. You also got a swivel down here, a bend at the elbow, and the wrist can rotate. And obviously the finger have cutouts. That is, you got the 1 finger, 3 finger split here, and you get the top finger can also move as well. So you have hand articulation as well. You got a waist rotation. No abs crunch, sadly enough. Would have made this figure perfect. Legs can go forward. It can go back. Move hip skirt out of the way to go in and out. A rotation. A bend at the knee right there. And also an ankle tilt. as well, because why not? Absolutely fantastic that they were able to throw this much in there. And also, just a little thing, I was never expecting to get this idiot in October of all places. I was expecting this guy to be in my collection in the year 2026. So then, with that being said, let's move straight into comparison. So, starting off, we obviously got the other one. Not touching that thing anymore. But anyway, here we got 86 Megatron next to... I like the pose that he has. He's like, you're supposed to be Megatron? Look at the pose that 86 Megatron is in. Because of the head tilt, he kind of looks like he's like, you? Really? But yeah, here we got him next to the Earthrise, Siege, and any of the other ones. But this is technically from the Dramatic Capture series. But anyway, yeah, that Megatron. And God, what an improvement. I mean, this is what I expected Tank Megatron to look like. I never expected him to look like that. Like, it's such a glow up. Absolutely perfect. You have to transform that stupid idiot too. But anyway, overall, yeah, the new one is way better than the old one. The old one is trash. Absolutely trash. Even if the legs actually work the way that we're supposed to work. Doesn't matter. They're still trash nonetheless. And I've heard people in the comment sections talk about fixes for this guy. None of them worked. None of them just work because of the fact that this guy, it's just mold degradation. So let's get him out of here so we can get into the next one, which is Megatron next to Galvatron and Starscream as well. You love to see it. And between Megatron and Galvatron, he is only slightly taller than Galvatron, which feels weird because this Galvatron was reused for Studio Series 86. So it's weird that they didn't make Megatron and Galvatron kind of like the same height or something like that. But whatever, here they are together looking very nice. So let's get them out of here and let's bring in the Nemesis. Prime, of course. Here we got Optimus Prime next to Mega Man and look at them together. God, this just makes me so happy. I can't believe that finally, here after all these years, we got the two of them together. They look so good together. Oh my God, I love them both so much. Absolutely perfect. So then, let's move then into my favorite. So here we got him next to Shockwave and Soundwave. And the thing is that people might say that Shockwave or Soundwave are a little bit too small. Now, I know Soundwave is getting a new figure next year. I already ordered him. But even if they make a new Shockwave, I don't know if I really want him, to be honest, because I think this Shockwave is actually really good. All they have to do is just re-release this Shockwave and everything will be perfect, because like I said, this Shockwave is absolutely fantastic in my opinion. So I don't want a new Shockwave. But anyway, here they are together looking very nice as well. This is going to be the size comparison for the future, boys. Yes, indeed. But I love these three together. So let's get them out of here. Pull you in closer and let's get into the magic that is called transformation. So time to get Mega Man in his vehicular form, which he actually has, unlike a gun. So what you want to obviously do is take this off, put it off to the side. We'll be back with you later, don't you worry about that. Because what you want to do next is you want to open up his arm here. There you go. Open up the arm like this. Then afterwards, what you want to do is you want to take this finger, fold it all the way in, then fold the finger in. Then afterwards, do the same thing with the other ones. Just fold in the fingers and then make basically a fist so that this can fit snugly in there. Rotate this piece around and then close it back up. And the moment that this happened, I was like, wow, okay, this is going to be an amazing transformation. Also rotate it so that the vents are facing you. Same thing on the other side, obviously. But the moment that this happened, I was like, there's something special about this guy. And there is, most certainly. So this one is already a fist, which helps me out a lot. Rotate this around and then fold it back in. And rotate it like so. Afterwards, you want to come to the back. You take this piece off. And then what you want to do is you want to basically undo this from in here. So basically wiggle this out, which is why I guess why he has this. Come on. Wiggle it out on the bottom hinge down there. Wiggle it all the way out. This will allow you to undo it and undo it again. There you go. After that, what you want to do is basically you want to take the chest here and undo it from here and rotate it forward. Also, you can open up this as well. And from here, I need to consult the instructions because of the fact that I got too eager and did not transform this guy enough in order to fully remember how everything goes. Alright, seems like I was a little bit hasty about this one because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to rotate the head around like so. We'll just also fold this forward all the way. But basically, you want to rotate the head around, and then you want to basically tap this back in here. And then you want to come under here, and under here there is a little thingy that you need to pull out like so. Now we can leave that like that. Then what you want to do is you want to take the hip skirts and fold them backwards, open them up, and as you can see, there are 2 slots that the 2 tabs here on the back of the legs are going to tab into. So you want to take the leg back here and just tab that bad boy in. Do the same thing on the other side, so tab it in like so. There you go. Also, rotate the waist around. That was what I forgot to do. Because now what you want to do is basically what you want to do is you want to rotate this all the way around. And there is actually a little tiny tab in there. I hope you can see it, that one. And that goes into this slot right here on this crotch area normally. And it's difficult to line this up, but hopefully you can get it. Like so. There you go. Also, rotate this out fully, because this is a problem I had the first time I transformed this guy. By the way, I've transformed him a couple of times. It's just I sometimes get near it and tab in. Then afterwards, what you want to do here, why does this keep on tabbing? But what you want to do, basically, lift this up and rotate this around, then put it back down, rotate the arms around. And then what you want to do is basically you want to take this and rotate this in on itself, rotate it in upon itself, until they are sitting basically next to each other. Like so, I guess. It's just very difficult for me to figure this out. And then when you do that, in here, there is a tab and a slot connection. Same on the other side here. So you basically just want to get these 2 to meet in the middle in order to be able to tab together. Like so. Now we can be a little bit lower with the camera. So next up, what you want to do is you want to undo the legs. You want to basically unfold the foot like so. We'll deal with that later, obviously. Then afterwards, what you want to do is you want to rotate these pieces here out like so. And this is what basically will become the whole thread. So split it in half and rotate it all the way out like so. Also fold this out, because that's where my problem came from before. Then what you want to do, and I think this is actually very clever, you want to open up the front and pull a piece out. There you go. You want to pull this piece out and close this bad boy back up. But that's not all, because they are also hiding booty in the back, boys. Because there you go. You want to fold that piece out as well. Now you can basically push this piece all the way, straighten it out, push it all the way up and tab it together. And there you go. The side of the tank is done. The way that this all just unfolds, I love it. So let's do it again. Also, untab this if it's tabbed in. Apparently on that side it was a little bit looser of a tabbed in. But then you can open up this piece, rotate this out, close it back up, open up the booty, and close it back up. Then fold this whole thing out, and there you go. And the only thing from the threads that's visible on the robot mode is this little piece here in the middle. But there you go. Now that that whole thing is done, we can leave this like this, because next up, well, actually, you know what? We're going to tab this in just to hold everything together. So this black tab here is going to slide into that slot right there. And you also got like, where's that little tabby? Well, you have this thing here. Oh, and this black tab here as well. It's a little tiny tab there. The tab goes into the slot here, and then the little circular one goes into that one. So basically just start with getting these back tabs together. Just tap this in like so, and then line up the front piece here. There you go. That's how you hold the whole thing together. Then what you want to do is basically you want to take this and double hinge this and go it under here like so. Do the same thing on the other side. Just get it under there like so. And then also get this under here. So rotate the foot around and get it under here. And then fold the toe up to fully collapse it around under here. Like so. And then finally, we can take this. And you got this little nope. This little thingy here. Also straighten this piece out. And basically you want this to become the top like so. And then afterwards in the arms here you got 2 tabs right here. Hope you can see that. And they go into the slots on the side of the gun. But also what you do is you open up this back piece here of the gun. And then double hinge this piece here forward, because of the fact that this is going to go over this piece here. So you want to take this, put it over the piece, and then line everything up here in the front. Click it into place, and when you are all done, here we have good old Mega Man in his tank mood. So here we have Megatron in his tank mode, and to be honest, when I first saw that robot mode, I thought that he was just going to be like a half tank in that sense. I can't say the other word, but half-bootied tank. Just a garbage tank in order to make the robot mode look amazing. But no, he's actually a pretty cool tank. Also, apparently this is based on like art of like a tank from back in the day that may or may not have existed. I don't know the full story anymore, but overall it is based on a real tank. Let's just say that, okay? That may or may not have existed, or maybe it was just prototype in that sense. Kind of like, in a way, Sideswipe from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, because I don't think the Chevrolet Stingray actually exists. I think it was a car that was planned to exist, but never really existed. Comment down below if I'm wrong about anything, which I probably am. But anyway, here we got Tankatron, and man, he looks so good as a tank too. He looks really good as a robot, very accurate to Generation 1, and then being able to just turn into this? Into this? I mean, I expected this, but I didn't expect the robot mode to be attached to this thing. God, this thing is absolutely great. One little problem though, tank turret. Look at this. You see how it rotates? It doesn't rotate in the middle, and that is something that annoys me. But you do get a tank turret rotation. But to be honest, if we have to sacrifice that in order to get a fantastic robot mode out, I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Also, I think it's the one thing that the... Also, it's the one thing that the Earthrise mold, or the Dramatic Capture Series, the one that I have, actually does correctly, because it has the turret thing in the middle. But doesn't matter anyway. Let's take a look at the tank then. So obviously the arms are right here holding the barrel together, and I like how it's not just tabbed together with like the same tab that is used for the connection in robot mode. It actually has a dedicated spot here to tab in, and in there to tab in, actual special tabs. And I do like how the shoulder piece, the shoulder back piece, is based is in order to extend the turret, which I guess is why the turret is smaller than it normally would have been. But anyway, you also got the big like Decepticon logo right here at the front. You got the tank treads right here with a wheel here, and a wheel here as well, so that he can actually roll, which I respect, because I think there might have actually been a tank or like any figure. I mean, at least on Jets, I know that in Jets they basically just stopped giving rolling wheels, which annoys me to no end. But I like the fact that here we get some rolling wheels, very nice. But yeah, and then to be honest, this is a little bit weird. I mean, he's got blue on the back. Why? It annoys me. It is blue to me. I know it's kind of like some kind of weird gray. They should just use regular gray. But it doesn't really blend well with the rest of the figure, I will say that. But to be honest, if these things were black, it also may not have worked all that well together, but still, doesn't matter. But I thought I pointed out, but we got the nice tank threads right here. The way that this thing transforms is just magnificent. Like, the thing that I had was like, okay, look, Age of Extinction Optimus Prime is a fantastic figure from Studio Series. I love that thing a lot. You have no idea how much I love that thing. However, this cannot outdo it. Well, it might have. I'm not going to say that it did, but it might have, because that transformation was godsend. Absolutely godsend. But yeah, and then also you got these things back here, which I don't know what they are supposed to be, but they exist there as well. And then on the other side, obviously, you have that. Even on the bottom, he very much hides away because of the way that he transforms. The only thing you can really see are like basically the feet are hanging out in the back here. But even from the back side, the feet are gone, which was the main problem I had for the Earthrise one, where you basically just had feet on the back. This guy doesn't have that. God, I can go on and on and on forever about this figure. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it very much. You also have like a little hatch here for the guy to get in. But I love this figure so much. I think it's a great figure. Absolutely fantastic. So let's look at the weapon integration, shall we? So obviously he has a hole here on the side, so you can plug the sword in here on the side if you want to do that. You can also plug something in here on this side. You got a peg up here and also on the other side as well, so you can just plug that in right there. Fantastic. He has weapon storage. Anyway, it looks kind of dumb, so we're just gonna pull this off. And it kind of also goes against the whole like tank stuff when he has like a purple lightsaber on him. So let's put that off to the side. So then, without any further ado, because the only articulation point that we have is like this. No up and down, but I don't really care. So let's go straight into SAS comparison. Starting off, obviously, here we got the horrible one, who actually works in this mode because everything is being held together. And I will say, I like the new one more. While the front of the old one was good, the back, don't mind the gap. There was supposed to be something that had to go in between there, but I don't care. The feet hanging off the back annoyed me. This guy is just solid throughout. However, this thing can spin all the way around in the middle, unlike that one. So that is what this one has over that one. But they both have good tank modes. It's just this one has a fantastic robot mode as well. This one does not. So let's get him out of here forever. Never showing this guy off again. Because I don't think there's a single reason for me to show that idiot off. Anyway, Optimus and Megatron time. Yes! Look at them together looking very good. Man, if only this was what they look like in Generation 1. Well, only half of them look like this in Generation 1. But this is what they look like. Finally, the leaders together. Fantastic, absolutely. They look really good together. So then, next up, we have the other leaders. So here we got Starscream and Galvatron, who I guess finally has been able to become taller than the other figure, because now he is way bigger between the two of these. But I am a big fan of all of these figures. This one has some problems, I agree with, but I have my own story about that one, which I've already told, so I'm not gonna go into that one anymore. But anyway, here they are all together, fantastic. So let's get them out of here. And here we have Kid from Knight Rider looking very nice alongside Megatron as well. And then finally here we have Soundwave and Shockwave together with Megatron. It's a bit unfair that Shockwave gets to have a gun mode, even though technically it's supposed to look like this, but I don't care. But anyways, it's unfair, but I don't care. Also, funny enough, this is the Dramatic Capture Series set. God, only Shockwave will remain from that set, and technically Laserbeak, because the new Laserbeak looks awful. But anyway, let's get them out of here. Pull you in closer, and let's get ready for that reverse transformation. The goodness once again. So let's get Megatron back into his robot mode. So what you want to start off with is take this piece off, push it off to the side. Afterwards, you want to basically take the arms here, push them off to the side, untap it from in here, and then take this off. Take this piece here, rotate it around, come on, double hinge it, I meant back, and tab it in. And put it off to the side as well. Now we can start with the main body, which we'll do by starting with the legs. So what you want to do with the legs is you want to fold them out, well, the feet fold them out, fully fold out the toe, and then also get it out from under there in order to fold it out all the way. Then we untap this from the side, rotate it out, and now we're gonna work on the legs, this whole thing. So what you want to do, you want to untap this piece in here, you want to open up this side bit here, rotate this piece in and close it up, open up the bussy, pull this in, close this up, same thing on the other side, also fold out the middle, open up, fold in, close up, open up, fold in, close up. After that, what you want to do with this is you want to fold this in on itself. So basically just collapse this whole thing in on itself, rotate this in, and this tab here is going to slide into that slot there. It's not really going to hold it together, sadly enough, but it is going to at least give us an idea. Then you want to fold out the foot, and then there is a tab here that is going to slide in the slot there, so basically just tab that in. But what really holds this whole thing into place is the fact that this tab here goes into that slot right there. And then fold the foot down, one leg is done. The same thing on the other side, so just make sure to push it all the way out because of the fact this is technically a double hinge, so you want to basically make sure that that whole thing is folded in, fold it in, fold this down, also fold this out, then push this in as well. This piece, this tab here goes in there, obviously. Can sometimes be a bit annoying to get in, and then bam, here we got foot number 2. We'll rotate things as they come along, but I think we are now good to go. There you go, you got a pair of legs. After that, what you want to do with the arms is you want to untap this thing in here and then just double hinge this out completely, rotate it around, and rotate the arms around as well, and then just leave this off to the side for now, because now we got a oh, sorry for hitting the thing. fold this piece in, fold this down a little bit. But what you want to do now is you want to unhook this tab from in here, rotate this all the way around in order to collapse it in on this piece here. Fold this, then fold this piece up to tab it into place as well. Rotate the legs down, fold these side, also untab it from the side pieces here, but it already did it for me. Fold these to the side, there we go. Rotate the waist all the way around, there we go. Now we gotta work on the top Reno part of this bad boy. So what you want to do is you want to open up this here, rotate the head around, and then tab it back into place like so. Then rotate this, let's see here, rotate this in, and this tab here is going to slide into that slot there. So rotate it in, tab it in, and then you want to rotate this whole thing in like so. Then you want to use the double hinge here in order to get the arm back into its slot. Do the same thing on the other side, just get it back into its position. Come on, my friend, like so. And then the final little pieces. Starting off, obviously, rotate the arm, open this up, fold out the hand, rotate this whole thing, bend the elbow, rotate this whole thing around, close it back up so that we can have the elbow joint. Do the same thing on the other side, rotate it, open it up on both sides, rotate it around, fold out hand, close the thing up. There we go. And then all that is left to do is to bend this like so, this piece, and put it in the back here for obvious Megatron reasons. And then finally, we plop the arm cannon here on the side, and here we have 86 Megatron back in his robotic mood. So, final thoughts on 86 Megatron. I love him. I love him. I love him to death. However, before we continue on, I would like to say something else, and that is I may sound a little bit different, and that's because, God, I'm tired. I am absolutely tired. Now, the thing is that today, in the evening, I started the Decepticon saga with this review, and I'm ending it with this review as well, because this figure is way more important for the other reviews. Now the thing is that from the big open box, I have recorded all of the Generation 1 Decepticons in the afternoon. I started this at 6:45 p.m. It is now 0:26 a.m. It's tomorrow, okay? And I would like to go to bed. And the reason that it took so long was because of the fact that I had the Titan class figure of Scorponok as well. Scorponok's Titan class figure review I have also done on the channel now, so I recorded it all, and I am tired, so yeah, it took me a day to finish this guy. And also in the afternoon I did the Autobots from Generation 1, that being Silverbolt, Sea Spray, and also Perceptor with the cassettes. And I'm tired, okay? So, but outside of that, this figure is absolutely fantastic. And do I recommend him? Oh, absolutely. He is absolutely worth the asking price. He is absolutely fantastic, and I love him with everything that I am. This is maybe one of my favorite figures ever, well, definitely one of my favorite figures ever made, because it does the thing that I want and the thing that legally is allowed. It turns into the G1 Megatron the way that he appeared on the show, outside of tiny little back kibble, but I don't really care about that. And for legal reasons, he also turns into a tank. So that is absolutely spectacular about this figure. It is fantastic, and I would easily recommend it. But that has been my review of Transformers Studio Series 86 Leader Class Megatron, and I'm going to bed, so I hope you guys have a good night's rest, and also good night. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!